The very ground beneath our feet is vanishing into the sea, and these stunning photographs are a terrifying testament to that reality. Newly released images from the Outer Banks of North Carolina revealed two oceanfront homes perilously close to complete collapse, their foundations being violently pummeled by the enormous waves churned up by Hurricane Erin. This is not an isolated incident. It's the latest chapter in an alarming trend that has seen nearly a dozen neighboring houses swallowed by the Atlantic Ocean since 2020. But here's where it gets controversial. While a powerful storm like Erin dramatically accelerates the damage, the National Park Service, which manages much of this coastline, states that the dangerous conditions threatening these properties are a constant, ever-present threat. The fundamental issue is their location. These homes are built directly on the waterfront, a place that was once stable land but is now routinely inundated with ocean water. The photos, captured in the small community of Rodanthe, are jarring. They show houses perched high on wooden pilings, with turbulent frothing seawater swirling and crashing beneath them. During Thursday morning's high tide, surging water slammed directly into these support beams, and in one particularly worrying shot, the beams themselves appear to be buckling and bending inward under the immense pressure. And this is the part most people miss. Rodanthe's geographical fate plays a huge role in this crisis. This village of roughly 200 residents juts further out into the Atlantic than any other point in North Carolina. Experts have long warned that barrier islands like the Outer Banks are inherently dynamic and unstable by nature. They are formed over time by waves depositing sediment, and they are constantly shifting, moving, and even disappearing altogether due to weather and ocean currents. They were never intended to be sites of permanent, large-scale development. David Halleck, the superintendent of the Cape Hatteras National Seashore, provides crucial historical context. He explains that decades ago, structures built on these islands were smaller, simpler, and designed with mobility in mind. There was a broader understanding that the landscape was fluid. Perhaps it was more well understood in the past that the barrier island was dynamic, that it was moving, Halleck said. And if you build something on the beachfront, it may not be there forever, or it may need to be moved. That reality is now inescapable. The National Park Service reports that at least 11 other homes have already been claimed by the ocean in Rodanthe over the last 5 years alone, with 3 collapsing in just a single week back in September 2024. The situation is intensifying due to rising sea levels. Halleck notes that some stretches of the Outer Banks are losing a staggering 10 to 15 feet of beachfront every single year. All of a sudden, the foreshore, that area between low water and high water, is right up next to somebody's backyard, he describes. And then the erosion continues. The scale of the problem is massive. A 2024 interagency report studying threatened oceanfront structures in North Carolina delivered a sobering statistic. Out of nearly 8,800 such buildings in the state, roughly 750 are currently considered at risk from erosion. Hurricane Erin's outer bands lashed the Outer Banks and other East Coast communities on Thursday, bringing fierce winds and massive waves. Forecasters had warned that these powerful swells would likely cause significant beach erosion and could even temporarily wash out and block coastal roads. While many heeded evacuation orders, some, like 96-year-old Carol Diller, chose to stay. She has owned a motel in the area for 70 years and expressed deep fear to CBS News about the eroding shoreline's impact on her life's work. With her property bordered by a national park, she has no room to retreat landward. "We could wash away completely," she said, summarizing the existential threat faced by many. The storm's impacts were felt far beyond North Carolina. Beaches from New York to New Jersey were closed to swimmers due to dangerous rip currents and rough surf, and forecasts predicted waves exceeding 10 feet off the coast of Nantucket Island, Massachusetts. This entire situation forces us to ask a difficult and provocative question. At what point do we stop rebuilding in the path of a relentless ocean? Is it responsible to continue investing in and insuring properties on land that science clearly tells us is disappearing? We want to hear from you. Do you believe homeowners have a right to build and rebuild on eroding coastlines, or should governments impose stricter regulations to prevent future loss?